Camera number 387 is the Cosmic 35, a 35mm camera. Rangefinder, I believe, or viewfinder. I think viewfinder would be actually, there is no rangefinder built in, so it's a viewfinder camera. Perhaps basic, and yet you have control over exposure with shutter and aperture, and a very clever built-in sort of light meter mechanism, if you like, within the camera. It's one of those cameras, I think, judging by the content on the internet, you either love or hate. I don't know yet, because I'm yet to go out and use it. But just running through the features of the camera, we have our aperture ring, which is built into the lens here. The lens, I believe, it's a 40mm f4, and we have our aperture readings here with a little red dot, and you just have to turn it. Not the easiest of things, I must say, but we turn it. There are some other numbers as well. We'll come back onto those in a few moments. Otherwise, we have our focus ring, which seems a little bit loose. So I'm not sure whether this is going to work or not, whether every image will be out of focus. I'm not sure. It just feels a little loose. And then we have our shutter speeds, which go from 1/250th down to bulb. And then we have to cock the shutter every time we use it. So there is opportunity to double expose an image by simply not moving the film on. And the film is wound on with this dial here, and inside the camera, let's just open the film back, which we do by slipping the little lever there. The mechanism here, the cog, obviously stops the film in position, so when we can then take our image. So we put the film canister here and wind the film on the right hand side. As I say, it's 35mm. The viewfinder is nice and large and bright, I have to say, so hopefully we'll have a good time there. And then we have to, it's a bit of a hinge arrangement where we put that and make sure it closes. A cold shoe, and then if you like the film counter, and our shutter actuation button. The camera counts down, so you have to set it to your maximum number of exposures, so 24, 36, and then it will count down for you. And then to put the film back into the canister, we have to press the shutter actuation button and turn it. There's a little red dot that aligns with the other red dot on the body, and then we can wind our film. I can't remember whether it's right or left. I think it must be going anti-clockwise, I think, to wind the film back in. I didn't actually, well, we'll see how we get on with that. I'm not sure. A slightly bigger tripod screw thread here, I think. Okay, I think that's pretty much it, really. Except for the fact that you may have noticed there are other numbers around the the shutter speeds, and one around the aperture. And it seems that there is this EV system built into the camera. So if you have a light meter which returns an EV number, the idea is that you basically use the numbers, add those numbers together. So for example, if you get an EV of 14, then if you want to use, say, for example, a shutter speed of 125th, that corresponds to number 7. You take the number 7 away from your 14 and you're left with 7. So if we align that with 7, that presumably would be an aperture of f11. So a very clever little system. Otherwise, if you're like me to, which I probably will use, one that returns both exposure measurements, i.e. a shutter speed and an aperture, I'll probably use that. But if you're not, you have an EV meter, then that's you can use that as well. So very nice, cleverly included in the camera there. So that's pretty much the basics of the Cosmic 35, camera number 387.